Once upon a time, in the serene landscape of Crystal Lake, there lived a swan named Sylvia. From the moment she hatched, Sylvia was a bit different from the other swans. She was smaller, her feathers not as pristine white, and her voice not as melodious. However, Sylvia possessed an indomitable spirit and a heart filled with dreams. Sylvia often watched the other swans glide effortlessly across the lake, their elegance admirable and envied by everyone who came to visit. Time and again, her attempts at such grace ended up in awkward splashes or a tangled mess of feathers. The other swans, although kind, often teased her gently, calling her little clumsy. Despite the teasing and her own frustrations, Sylvia did not succumb to self-doubt. She spent countless hours practicing on her own, away from the prying eyes of the lake's visitors and her fellow swans. Each day, she worked on her form, her balance, and the fluidity of her movements. She would silently glide into the water at dawn, trying to perfect her technique before anyone else awoke. One misty morning, as the sun's golden rays started to paint the sky, Sylvia was in the midst of her solitary practice when she heard a faint cry. Following the sound, she came across a duckling that had gotten tangled in weeds and was struggling to stay afloat. Without hesitation, Sylvia paddled over and gently used her beak and wings to free the frightened duckling. Impressed by her bravery and quick thinking, the duckling's family, along with other creatures in the vicinity, watched Sylvia with newfound respect. The word spread quickly around Crystal Lake about the little swan who was not only kind, but also displayed remarkable courage. Motivated by her own act of heroism and the appreciation of those around her, Sylvia found a new sense of confidence and purpose. In the days that followed, she practiced not for the sake of being like the other swans, but to be the best version of herself. Eventually, Sylvia's persistence paid off. She grew into a swan with a unique elegance, different but equally captivating. Visitors to the lake no longer saw her as little clumsy, but as an embodiment of grace and determined spirit. Her story became a source of inspiration, teaching all the creatures around Crystal Lake that true beauty lies in perseverance, bravery, and believing in oneself against all odds.